if I go up, and there is Ankalaev and Alex Pereira, they're fighting now. Who is winning? Fight for that belt as well.
Guys wins the fight, fastest way to get the fight number one.
UFC 319 is still 9 days away, but Khamzat Chimaev has already made his intentions crystal clear once he defeats Dricus Du Plessis and claims the middleweight title. The Russian powerhouse plans to chase history by becoming a triple champion, setting his sights on dominating multiple divisions and cementing his legacy as one of the most ambitious fighters in UFC history. In a recent interview, Khamzat Chimaev revealed his ambition to become a three-division champion, making it clear that he's chasing monumental goals in the UFC. He remains open to facing elite opponents across multiple weight classes, whether it's dropping down to challenge someone like Jack Della Maddalena or moving up to take on Magomed Ankalaev or Alex Pereira. For Chimaev, the mission isn't just about holding a single belt, it's about proving he can conquer the best fighters in every division he steps into.
Coach Carl, I talk about him, go down again, back to my fights, you know, like 170 or 75, or was that? 170. He said, it gives me a couple of months, we're gonna make it. With the champion, Australian guy. Yeah. Would be a good fight for me, and go down fight with him as well. Take the belt there. And if I go up, and there is Ankalaev and Alex Pereira, they're fighting now. Who is winning? Fight for that belt as well.
Talking about his upcoming fight against Dricus Du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev dismissed the notion that Du Plessis has an unusual fighting style, explaining that while people often call it weird, to him it's simply MMA. Chimaev acknowledged that Du Plessis is skilled and does his job well, but he confidently asserted, "I'm better."
Think about Dricus, right? Because sometimes you look at his fights and he fights in a very weird way, a strange style. When you look at him, do you think, man, this guy's very good, or this guy's just very strange?
No, everyone says it's weird style, weird. That's MMA style. So I don't think it's some crazy weird, but he does his job, he does good, and he's a good fighter.
On the other hand, Dricus Du Plessis declared that he is ready to make history once again, vowing to shock the world by taking down the so-called boogeyman. He boldly stated that there can only be one true boogeyman in the middleweight division, and it's going to be him.
But jeez, I can't wait. This win for me is going to be history. I am going out there and I'm going to shock the world once again. Like every other time, everybody said it's impossible. Not this guy, not this guy. And I'm going to go out there and you're going to see the boogeyman. You're going to see him break. You're going to see him break in there. And then realize there's only one boogeyman, and that's me.
Dricus Du Plessis made it clear that personal relationships mean nothing when it comes to defending his title, stating that he would fight his own brother if necessary and even promising he'd try to finish him in the cage despite considering him his best friend. He acknowledged having trained with Rania Derrida in the past, but insisted that their history would never stop him from facing him in a real fight.
If Kyle Barrow beats Imamov, they are going to make him and Rania Derrida fight for number one contender.
Given that relationship,
if Imamov beats Kyle, they're going to give him the title shot.
Okay. Given that relationship and that history, would you have any issues fighting RDR if you had to?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I would fight my brother for my title if I have to.
So
and I would try to kill him, I promise you that. He's my best friend.
So the whole teammate thing, all that doesn't work anymore.
No, it's when we get in there are no friends. There are no relationships.
However, Dricus Du Plessis admitted that he has no immediate plans to move up to light heavyweight, as he believes there is still unfinished business at middleweight. While moving up remains a long-term goal, he intends to defend his title at least 3 times before making the jump. Du Plessis noted that the division is finally evolving, with fresh contenders entering the top 5 after years of stagnation, making now the perfect time to stay and
move up
compete.
to another weight and fight at 205. Yeah, I think that's been the goal. The long-term goal is to move up. I'm still young in my career, 31 years old. There's a lot of time left, and I'm a firm believer that at least 3 titles defenses. This will be my 3rd before you move up in weight. And then, of course, the division needs to be cleaned out, in my opinion, before you move on to the next division. The middleweight division is looking very, very exciting at the moment. You know, the shuffle in the top 5. I mean, the top 5 has been looking the same for many years. And over the last year, 3 changes. I mean, Robert Whittaker being out of the top 5 for the first time in 8 years. And, you know, I've fought everybody in the top 5 up until last week. Now there's 2 new names in the top 5, which means
this fight is currently the talk of the town, and Sean O'Malley has shared his excitement over the highly anticipated clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis, calling it one of the most thrilling matchups in the sport right now. He revealed that he recently rewatched Du Plessis' fight against Israel Adesanya before training and was impressed by how sharp and dominant Du Plessis looked for most of the bout. O'Malley noted that DDP was clearly in control until the later rounds when momentum shifted. While he admitted a rematch with Adesanya would be exciting, O'Malley said his full attention is locked on the high-stakes showdown between Chimaev
versus
and Du Plessis.
Khamzat. What is that, Khamzat? What is that, like 2-3 weeks? Like,
Yeah.
holy. I just actually watched DDP versus Israel this morning before practice. And dude, Izzy was looking so good in that fight. Like, I remember watching it and thinking, like, I only had rewatched it just this one time, but watching it live, I remember thinking, like, Izzy looked good, and I kind of, for the most part, dominating the fight, and then that 4th round just kind of got hit up top on the head and just, you know, went downhill real fast from there. But, God, Izzy was looking good in that fight. So, I'd like to see Izzy come back. Izzy versus Sean, too, would be sweet. But, yeah, Khamzat versus DDP is very, very
Meanwhile,
exciting.
Michael Venom Page admitted he's puzzled by Dricus Du Plessis' continued success. Describing his style as messy and unrefined, he remarked that DDP often appears more like a skilled amateur than a polished professional, yet somehow always finds a way to win. MVP added that if this matchup with Khamzat Chimaev had happened earlier, he would have confidently picked Chimaev, but now, with Du Plessis repeatedly proving himself, predicting the outcome has become far more difficult.
Don't understand why DDP keeps winning. Because he's got such a kind of almost messy, he's like a super talented amateur fighter. And I can see like aspects of his technical ability, but it seems messy. Like it's not a style that is appealing to me. But he just seems to know how to get the win and know how to kind of push through. In all honesty, if this fight came up before, I'd be like, Khamzat, yeah, no, I'd stick that, no issues. But DDP just knows how to keep grinding out a win. So for me, it's a
Mike
hard
Perry
one.
also weighed in on the UFC 319 main event, describing Dricus Du Plessis as an awkward yet unshakable iron boulder with surprisingly effective skills. While most fans are siding with Khamzat Chimaev, Perry is leaning toward DDP siding his raw strength, unorthodox style, and relentless pressure. He even envisions Du Plessis pulling off something wild, like leaping onto Chimaev's back for a backpack
all day.
style
Some
finish.
people like DDP all day. You know,
I'm actually leaning
in like
DDP.
Sweden and like California, and Dricus trains in the trenches of Africa. I think DDP is just an awkward boulder. He's just an iron boulder. Has skills. He's gonna jump on the back. He's gonna pull some backpack.
Yeah, he's gonna like he tried on Rob, but I don't think you're gonna be able to, like you just said, dude. He is just like an iron boulder. Like he's gonna survive. It's gonna end up being like the Gilbert Burns and Khamzat fight.
Arman Tsarukyan has noticed significant improvement in Khamzat Chimaev's training lately, describing the gym's atmosphere as focused and intense, with everyone working toward a clear goal. Although Tsarukyan hasn't sparred with Chimaev yet, he expressed respect for fighters who are genuinely committed to becoming champions and added that he is always willing to help those who are putting in the work to reach the top.
We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far his camp going well. He's healthy. He has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So I'm here to help, and I want him to be a UFC
Arman
champion.
Tsarukyan revealed that Khamzat Chimaev has struggled in the past with overtraining, often entering fights below peak condition. To address this, Chimaev now works with a coach who tracks his recovery levels daily using a monitoring device, a system Arman believes is helping him train smarter and avoid burnout. Meanwhile, Brendan Schaub called Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev one of the most compelling matchups the middleweight division has ever seen. He admitted it's difficult to predict the outcome given Chimaev's unbeaten run and Du Plessis' rise as a proven contender in his prime. Schaub praised DDP's grit and unorthodox style, noting that he always finds a way to win, and brushed off lingering doubts about Chimaev's cardio, claiming he has seen firsthand how much it has improved. in training and no longer considers it a concern.
Его на тренировках надо останавливать. Допустим, поспарринговал, идет там мешок бьет, потом лапы бьет, потом пойдет штангу покачает. Он из тех парней, которые нужно остановить и сказать, да, по растягивайся, уходи. Его проверяют каждый день, его восстановление, он встает, и есть монитор, где показывает его восстановление каждое утро. Если он находится в яме, то
из ямы вытаскивает,
дают хватит, чтобы он был свежий, мог выполнить. Потому что ты, если придешь перетренированный на спарринг, ты не сможешь отработать. И из-за этого вот этого парня нужен человек, который будет 24/7 контролировать его и останавливать, чтобы он не перетренировал.
Brendan Schaub said the outcome largely depends on whether Khamzat Chimaev can secure takedowns early. If he fails to get Dricus Du Plessis down within the first 2 rounds and begins to slow, Schaub believes DDP will finish him in the later rounds. He added that he's particularly interested to see what kind of game plan Chimaev brings into this fight.
Prisoner of the moment. I feel like DDP Khamzat is one of the greatest middleweight competitions to ever happen in the UFC. You got Khamzat undefeated, boogeyman, DDP already a middleweight great in the prime of his career. I have no clue how this is going to fold out. No clue. Gun to the head. DDP is so good, so durable, so big. Just finds a way to win. He's just an absolute winner. He's one of my faves. He's so unorthodox. And you have Khamzat, this boogeyman. Obviously, cardio was an issue for him back in the day. I'm here to tell you now, personally, with these peepers, I've seen the man train. Cardio.
In another interview, Brendan Schaub predicted a tough test ahead for Khamzat Chimaev, largely due to Dricus Du Plessis' size and physicality. He said that if Chimaev is going to win, it will most likely need to happen early. But what truly interests him is how Chimaev will handle the later rounds. Schaub pointed out that Du Plessis is extremely difficult to finish and noted that, with both fighters bringing such contrasting styles, the unpredictability only heightens the intrigue.
It's all predicated on, let's say Khamzat goes in there and tries to get DDP down in the first 2 rounds and can't get it done, and he gets tired. DDP in that 3rd, 4th, and 5th will finish him, you know? So I'm interested to see what Khamzat's game plan.
Rainier Irada said he would prefer to see Dricus Du Plessis defeat Khamzat Chimaev, believing it would be better for the division's momentum. He explained that if Chimaev were to win in dominant fashion, he could become such a big star that he might step away for a while, whereas Du Plessis would likely remain more active and defend the title within 4 to 6 months.
Khamzat's big. DDP's big. DDP's my size. I don't know if you know where. You seen the picture of him and Bisping? Bisping's a big dude. DDP dwarfs big. DDP is watch around about 240. First round, of course, if Khamzat wins, if it ends before 2 rounds, it's Khamzat all day. I would extend that after seeing this to even the first 3 rounds. 4 and 5 is what I want to see. I want to see Khamzat in the 4th and 5th. If Khamzat's lighting his ass up, because DDP's going to be tough to finish. So if Khamzat in the 4th and 5th finish him, then you got one. So for Khamzat, it's going to be dealing with that mass.
Who has DDP fought that's even close to that style, that explosive, shoot from 10 feet out, grab you, not let go till he gets what he wants?
That's why it's a great fight. Because DDP hasn't fought anybody like Khamzat, and Khamzat hasn't fought anybody like DDP.
Well, Khamzat is of course. I think if Khamzat wins this one, especially if he wins decisively, it'll be like a huge name, right? That might come with him taking a lot of time off. So it might be better if he wins, and then we can fight in 4 to 6 months. That would be perfect.
Sure, like the reality is like Khamzat could win, but then be out for a year, and I know you don't want to wait that long.
No, exactly. So hopefully it would be nice if you.
In another interview, Rainier Irada expressed his preference for Dricus Du Plessis, praising his explosive starts and relentless forward pressure. He noted that it's still hard to gauge exactly where Khamzat Chimaev stands, as his quick win over Robert Whittaker didn't reveal much. While acknowledging that Chimaev may have improved since then, Irada felt there are still too many unknowns to be fully confident in assessing his level. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates. Stay tuned for more breaking news and fight analysis.